I want you to know that I am no longer your mates. We're not on the same level. I have a job now. Oh my God, like, let me be serious. So, it has happened. It has happened, guys. It has happened. People of the internet, the YouTube world, it has happened. I finally got a job. And it's been a long time coming, honestly. I only have a few videos of my channel talking about my whole job search thing, but it has been something that has been ongoing for a long time since 2024. So on my channel, it doesn't feel like a whole thing because I just have like two videos talking about it. And that was when I started documenting the process. And then is it a good thing that it didn't take so long when I started the whole documenting thing and then I got it? You guys, it's been a journey. I've learned so much about patience, a whole lot, and there's so many like experiences that and like skills and a lot of things that I picked up just from this whole job search thing. And like, guys, I actually finally have a job. It feels surreal. Unfortunately, like, I made a video, funny enough, on the day that I was going for that job interview. And I was saying that what if this was the one? What if, like, I was just saying things and it was actually the one I got. The last video I made, that was the interview I went for. That was when I got the job. And it feels so nice. And the thing is that a lot happened after I came out of that interview. I really thought I would give the whole process, but I really thought that I wasn't going to get it. So a lot of things happened and there were a lot of emotions and everything. And this is literally like almost 2 weeks after I have gotten the job. So I've been through a lot of excitement and emotions and everything. And I wanted to record the video maybe a day after or 2 days after I knew I got the job, but then life just happened and I didn't. But here we are, I think almost 10 days later, and I'm like, I owe it to my channel, even though there's no one, for now, no one has been watching. So sad. There's no one watching it. So yeah, I'm going to take us back to the day of the interview. I was sitting there on my bed and I recorded a video. I was fasting and I was like, I haven't told my family, I haven't told anyone. I'm really tired because I was really tired and exhausted of the whole job search and frustrated. And it was the last interview. I had other interviews lined up, but for the specific location, that was the only place that I had an interview. And I just kept thinking about the other places that I had an interview for. They were way far, like the distance was a bit far from my home. So for me, I just felt like this was my last chance. And I was just tired of going for interviews and getting rejected. It was just demoralizing me, honestly. So I remember that video. I was like, yeah, Allah, like, I was like, I think there's something different because this is Ramadan. So I was just like, there's just something special about this interview because it's my first interview during Ramadan and then while I'm fasting and everything. So I'm like, imagine if I get it, like it would just be such a beautiful time. And imagine like calling my friends and family and telling them I got it because they did not know that I was going for that specific interview on that day. I tell them when I'm going for interviews, but for that day, I did not tell them. So I was like, imagine if it would be a surprise because I just got tired and I'm like, if I'm going to fail it, if I fail the interview, I would just rather take my L in peace than having to call my mom and dad and start telling. Let me, but I think I've said it. I don't want to be repeating myself, but let's get straight into the main thing, guys. I'm so hyper. I swear to God, it's like literally, what's the time? Let me show you. It's 2:05 in the morning, and I don't know why I'm shouting, but it's because I'm happy. So it was a sunny day. Let me not lie. It was not, I can't even remember. But okay, so first of all, let's start. So on that fateful day, I was getting ready. I had recorded that video. I was getting dressed and I was contemplating whether I should take an Uber or take a bus. My bus stop was like 3 minutes away. But then I don't know what happened. My mom called me and I was running late. So I just thought Uber and I decided to take an Uber. So I went into the Uber and something happened, guys. Tell me why, because I was speaking to my mom in Hausa. Tell me why after I was done speaking to her, then the guy was like, he just said hello to me in Hausa. And I'm like, okay, that's weird because it's really hard for you to find people from the north here in the UK. So it's just hard. You can find a lot of Yoruba and Igbos, mostly Yorubas, but then to find someone that speaks it's just difficult. So when he greeted me in the house, I'm like, oh, okay. To cut the whole story short, he tried to engage in a conversation and I entertained him because so that he will not kidnap me. I'm joking. But then I was just talking to him. The disadvantage of that was what I like to do before an interview is honestly, I like to like go through my notes because I have a whole book, guys. Look at the book. This is the book that I like wrote all my like interview, like I practiced on as if I was still in school. So I like to go through those notes before the like when I'm in the bus or when I'm in the car. I don't like how this looks, but it's fine. When I'm in the bus or when I'm in the car. So I could not go through my notes because the guy was talking to me and I did not want to seem rude. So I honestly feel like it destabilized like it disrupted my pattern. I honestly feel like it disrupted my pattern. And I went into that hospital like feeling like I wasn't so prepared because I had not revised. Yes, I had revised in general, but I always do like that last minute revision. So that time that I was in the Uber, I just didn't like that. Moving on, I went to the hospital. I went into the department. I told them I am here for an interview, and they told me to sit down. And I was feeling really anxious. I can clearly remember because I was feeling not prepared because I know that I did not do my last minute revision that I normally do. So I was just feeling like everything had escaped. And I remember sitting in the reception area and going through my notes. I also remember feeling weird, like the receptionist, she might, I don't know why I was caring what people were thinking, but it just felt weird because it's a hospital and then people are sick and then people are looking at me like, why does this girl have a note and why is she moving on? Let's ignore that. But I just went through it, but honestly, I wasn't confident because I was panicking. I can see that I'm not remembering things that I have learned or practiced and I can feel like time is ticking. So like they can call me anytime because I was already there on time. I was there for like 5, 10 minutes. I wasn't feeling prepared. I was panicking, but I was just trying to calm myself down because I was feeling like I can't remember what I had practiced. Another thing was when I went through the list of people that were going to interview us, it showed like 5 people. So in my head, I was already like thinking big panel, right, of 5 people that were going to interview me. So I was already prepared for that. Tell me why the guy that came to usher me, it was just like 2 people, 2 of them, him and another lady. So I was kind of a bit thrown off. And I know in hindsight, I know that should maybe seem like an advantage, right? Because it's 2 people instead of 5. But I don't know. I was already like flustered thinking about how I can't remember things. Another issue was, I feel like things were just going wrong, guys. Another issue was normally all the interviews that I have been, not to be biased or anything, but looking at it actually, they were all ladies. They were all ladies. And the way they present themselves, they all seem friendly. I can remember like all the previous interviews, the ladies are like, oh, don't feel sad. Don't don't, if you feel, don't feel tense. They try to just calm your nerves and they keep telling you, oh, don't worry. This is very, informal. Don't stress too much about it. And they even make jokes. Most of the interviews I have attended. So with him, he was very like cut straight. He wasn't smiling. And I understand different people have different way of doing things. So I didn't mind, but it was like just straightforward and I just felt uncomfortable considering that I was also feeling like all the preparation I had done was not in my head. Does that make sense? And then the other lady that was by his side, she was just like really quiet. She just introduced herself and smiled and that was all. Moving on, I just listened to him. So he asked me the first he was like they're going to ask me 3 questions or 4 questions. Guys, to cut the whole story short, it felt so fast. So mostly these interviews for this company, it's they ask you like 7 questions. So what happens is if you're anxious in the first 2 questions, you tend to have time to like, guys, breaking transmission. I ran out of storage. So I'm back to filming on my iPad. Back to what I was saying. So you have time to redeem yourself with the other questions. Tell me why these people just asked me 4 questions. He asked 2 questions. She asked 2 questions. To cut the whole story short, another thing that happened was I swear to God, you guys, I forgot everything. Wallahi, I forgot. I forgot. Okay, so I had memorized certain, not memorized, but I had practiced like, certain things that I was going to say, key things that I was going to say that would make me sound better and that would make me hit the keywords and it's just stuff like that. Tell me why I just kept forgetting these things. And it's something that I had practiced so much. And I'm like, even though I did not practice in the car, I have practiced for days. There's no way, like, why would I forget? To cut the whole story short, I keep saying that, but I answered his questions. I answered her questions. But true to God, I felt like I did not do well because in my own head, I know what I had done. I know what I had practiced. I know the points I had practiced. And then I wasn't saying that. So it was not like I was quiet or I wasn't answering their questions. I was answering the questions. I was talking. I was engaging. I was giving them answers. But then I knew that what I had practiced, the answers that I wanted to give were way better than what I was giving them. Does that make sense? So for me, I just felt like I didn't do good enough. What I answered was not good enough. So I was just not confident in my answers. Even though yes, I answered the questions, I said things, but I just felt like I could have done better because I knew that I wrote down better in this notebook. I knew that I practiced better. I knew that I had stronger statements and things to say. So I just felt like I felt really horrible. And guys, Im- immediately I came out, I just felt like crying. Wallahi, I was so sad because I just felt like I am not getting this job. And this was the one. I just felt disappointed in myself. I felt like it was my fault. I let myself down because I felt like I had practiced, but why would I forget everything? I was just blaming myself. I felt like I had lost an opportunity because I really like practiced fervently for that interview because I just felt like it was my last chance considering the location. That was the last interview I had for that location that was close to me. So I just felt like I don't know. I was just so sad and demoralized, and I was just really. I can now. I feel like my energy is down because I remember that feeling. I remember how I felt, and I'm smiling, but like deep down, like wallahi, my chest. I remember I was so sad. It was not a good feeling. Tell me why. And I because of how down and sad I felt, I had to. So it's a hospital, and then they have like the main entrance where you sit down, and then you go inside, and there's departments. I literally had to go and sit down in the like reception of the main entrance, and I had to sit down and just think. And I could remember I could feel my eyes like start like welling up with tears, and I just had to sit down. And I went into my diary and I just wrote what I felt. It was on my phone, and I just made a recording, and I said like, I feel really down. I feel disappointed in myself. I feel like I let myself down. I know I could have done better. Just stuff like that. I can't remember what I said exactly verbatim, but I know it wasn't such a good feeling, honestly. And why does it still feel sad, even though like now I'm in the future and now I know I got the job, but then I was still feeling sad about it. Moving on, I booked an Uber because I definitely didn't even have the distance to take a bus. So I booked an Uber. And then my friend, I remember we were talking before I went for the interview. She's been helping me like with the whole job search and everything, tips and everything. So the night before I told her I had the interview, she was the only person that knew. Even my mom and dad did not know. So in the morning, I saw her text. We were talking about something. She was planning to come and see me. So we're making plans and preparations. So it was not like I told her because I wanted her to know. It was just like, oh, by the way, I have an interview, stuff like that. I think she even asked or something. I can't remember. So I was like, I was just feeling down. And since I did not tell my mom or dad or like any other person, I was like, okay, let me just tell her. And I sent her a voice note. And guys, like that voice note, I feel like it's memory, it's gold. Because I'll tell you, like moving forward, after we both knew like we got the job and everything, like that voice note, we laugh at myself. Like she was laughing at me, I was laughing at myself because wallahi, it's not funny, but it was so sad because I literally it sounded like I was going to cry. And not even let me not even lie, because I was literally tearing up, but then I told her that I wasn't crying. But then I remember like I was actually crying in the Uber. Then I was now trying to like be so quiet so that the Uber guy doesn't like hear me. I don't know why I even cared whether he knew that I was crying. But then like I wasn't crying, but then like my eyes. And I was just it was like if 3 minutes, 4 minutes voice note I sent her. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't know, like I Kieran, like and I was like, oh my God, I don't know, like I've been like putting in the effort, I've just been trying, but that's how I sounded. I literally oh no, my heart. I feel so sad for myself. Am I shouting? Sorry. But I felt so sad for myself. Oh my God, like I'm my Shayla. My friend later on, after we knew we got the job, she was like, oh God, Zainab, you're so dramatic. Sorry, my phone that I was recording with, I still haven't like dismounted it from the tripod. Oh, sorry, am I shouting into the mic? But back to what I was saying, guys, wallahi, I was devastated. Because I just felt like, I don't know how to explain it, but all hope had been lost because I was so tired with all these freaking interviews and I was just exhausted. I keep saying that, but I was just tired and I felt like that was the one. And what made it annoying was if I had, like felt like I had said everything that I had planned on saying in that interview and knew that I had put in my best, like what I felt like was my best, then I wouldn't like I would be sad if I didn't get it, but I would know that I said everything I was supposed to say. So it just I don't want, let's not stay in one place. Moving on. Remember, it's Ramadan, I'm fasting. I came back home. Well, like, guys, I was so sad. Like, I don't know. And it's like, with every interview that I'm sad, I think I've reached the pinnacle of sadness. And that this one was. So I remember I came back and my friend, like, it's good to have good friends, guys. Whatever you do, like, have good friends. She was at work and this girl sent me like a 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 40 seconds voice note. And once I saw it, I listened to it and it just felt like a hug, like from your big sister. I don't have an elder sister. I'm the oldest. So it just, the way she like said it so calmly and like she was just, I listened to her voice note. I remember I was like kneeling down and I listened to it as if like it was a podcast. I listened to it 2 times. I did not reply her. I just listened to it. My red receipts are always off on WhatsApp. After that, I was just sulking. I talked to ChatGPT. That's another thing. Remember, I did not tell my mom and dad. So God, I'm so weird. So the same ChatGPT that I was using to practice for the interview, that was the same one I told. And ChatGPT was like, you're you're thinking, just wait for the result. You're thinking you failed based on the standard you've set for yourself, stuff like that. Very good words. But I did not care. In my head, I just felt like I had failed. And another thing, because like I said, it's Ramadan, and like I said in the previous video that I had even made before going for the interview, I feel like it's just so special. And I knew nothing is impossible with my Allah. And then in Ramadan, I'm trying to be funny here, but like there's just something beautiful about Islam and being a Muslim. My perspective then was I feel like I did not do well. I know I didn't do well. One. Two, Allah knows that I have put in the effort. Three, there is nothing that is impossible without him. Four, he says we should ask him. It's dua and he will answer. It's Ramadan. I'm fasting. I feel like perfect timing. And I went and I did my alwala ablution. And guys, that place on the floor in front of my something, I prayed Zuhur. After I prayed Zuhur, guys, wallahi, when I was praying Zuhur, I was crying. Like, I was crying so much. I can clearly, like, remember, like, I feel like I can remember that feeling. I was crying. I was telling Allah, ya Allah, I'm so tired, ya Allah, please. Like, I know I don't deserve your mercy. I know you said we should act, like, oh God, I was saying so much. I was just crying my heart out. I don't think I have prayed to Allah so much about the job thing, but then I don't think I have ever like, I don't know how to, even looking back at like myself, I feel like I'm watching someone. It was just total submission and hopelessness and just submitting entirely and just, I don't know the right words to use. I don't know, but you guys, wallahi, I feel like it's a miracle. Wallahi, I'm not even joking. I feel like genuinely the reason why I got this job is that prayer that I did. Let me tell you, I was there for 2 hours. In my life, I think I have like done like long tahajjuds, for example. Yes. But then there's like, I've done like long tahajjuds and just taking a long time to pray or something like that. But this was in the afternoon. I had never done like this type of prayer in the afternoon. And to be in one position. Wait, so let me tell you, after I finished Zohor and I cried, I remember crying during Tahiyya, the last distance, Tahiyya. And then I did Salam alaikum, Salam alaikum. And then I sat down. I had all these adhkars that I normally do. I did that. And there are these like prayers that you're supposed to say when you want something from Allah. I did them. I remember doing La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. I did like 41 times. Only I just did it 41 times and and then other adhkars like Fatiha, Amana Rasulu. Oh, see, it's like I brought out all my cards in my mind that when I was there, I'm like, so my thought process then was, I don't care that I did not do well in my own head. Like, I'm like, I don't care that you can give me this. I was even saying, yeah, like you own me, you own the hospital, you own the interviewers. Just please, 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 please. And then I read the Quran, I read Yasin, and then what else did I read? And then I read like all the 99 names of, see, any prayer I knew, wallahi, I did it. Like, wallahi. Kai! Allah, Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Oh, no, no, no. And guys, to cut the whole story short, immediately I was done. for 2 hours. Imagine like, and imagine fasting and then talking and ha, that was, I've never like, it was just, I was just total submission. It was just like, yeah, Allah, you can give it to me. You have this. Nothing is impossible with you. I am tired. I am exhausted. Yeah, Allah, I don't want to go for another interview. I just told him and I prayed so much. And immediately I was done. It was like around, I prayed Asr. It was time for Asr. And after I was done with that, it was around four something. And I was like, okay, if I don't get this job, because after I was done with the prayers, I was like, if I don't get this job, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm not going to be sad because there's something about prayer for me. When I pray and I know that I have done my best, I've put in all the efforts and then I pray, then it's like for me, like that's my last card. Even if I don't get something or things don't go the way I want it to go, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like that is the best. Like I have done my best and that's like how Allah. So yeah. And wallahi guys, I stood up, I got in bed. I was like, okay, let me, because I was starting to have a headache. I'm like, okay, let me get in bed and just rest for like 1 hour or two before Maghrib, before it's time close to iftar time. And immediately I laid down on that bed. Wallahi, it was less than 15 minutes. When 15 minutes, less than 10 minutes, I got a call from them. And what happens is they normally call you by the end of the day. So around 5:30. So that was like early 4 a.m., 4 p.m. Sorry, that was like around 4:15. So I wasn't even expecting their call. And I was on my phone and I was talking to ChatGPT because I'm weird like that. Well, I talk to ChatGPT and I'm not joking. I was telling ChatGPT that I have prayed, I leave everything to Allah because ChatGPT is my therapist. So I was telling it that I have prayed, I did not even reply my friend. I was like, okay, I've prayed, I leave. As I was in the middle of telling ChatGPT, that was when I got the call. And normally it comes as no caller ID. So immediately I saw it, I knew they were the ones. So I picked the call and it was that guy, the one that interviewed me. And he was like, oh, hi, this, it's from the normal lingo. And he was like, so I just want you see, you guys, wait. As he was talking, well, I was just like, I know I don't get it. Because there's something that these people do. Even if they're not going to give you the job, you would actually never know. Like the way they sound before they tell you whether you've got it or not, you can't tell a difference. This is what I don't like. So he was like, so we would like to offer you the job. And I'm like, what the you would oh my god, like saying it now, I remember that feeling. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you so much. And he was like, okay, so would you like part-time or full-time? And I was like, full-time. And he was like, okay, thank you, Zainab. And I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, okay, bye. Guys, I was on the bed. Wallahi, I rolled down to the floor and I did sujud shukr. And I'm like even now that I'm saying, I feel like I'm experiencing it all over again. Because wallahi, it felt like a miracle. Wallahi, it felt like a miracle. Because the timing, what are the odds? The timing and everything. Like immediately I finished those du'as and prayers, and then I get on my bed and there's no delay. I felt like Allah just said, yes, you deserve it at this point. You've seen enough shege. And after all the you guys, I don't know how to explain the feeling that when I was making the video I made before I went, I was talking about how there's so much anticipation that has an effort that has been put into like this whole job search. So it feels like such a big thing and it feels so surreal. And I was saying that like it feels impossible. And I was saying that like sometimes like shit and like plays tricks on my mind as like, will I ever get it? Is this something that's possible? So it feels so impossible. And I can remember saying that, oh, I'm going to be positive. I know that nothing is impossible without Allah. So after like I got the call and he was like, I got it. I still kept thinking like, did I hear him properly? Something I was even trying to doubt myself, or maybe like I did not hear him. Oh my god, you guys, my heart. I was walking around and moving around in this room, like my heart was just beating, and I was just like, oh no. Like I can remember, well, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know, like. Now I'm excited all over again because I remember that feeling like I got it. What do you mean I got it? Like, Ya Allah, no, 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 oh, no, no. Kai, Alhamdulillah, 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 Alhamdulillah. Oh no, I was so happy because I remember like because okay, like what am I supposed to do? Like I called my mom and then I told her, and she was in the market. She was like, Alhamdulillah, Zainab, Alhamdulillah. You guys, I called my dad and he said he was in a meeting. Well, I called him, he did not pick. And then I sent him a text and said emergency. When he called me, when I picked, when I said emergency, he called me and then I heard like background sounds. So he was busy. He was outside. So I was like, oh, it's fine. Call me when you get back home. And he was like, but I said it's an emergency. I was like, no problem. It's fine. He should call me because the way I wanted to like get his energy and this thing, I would not enjoy it if it was. And then I texted my friend, two of my friends. They were the two people that helped me with the job search. So like they guided me and everything. So like we've been sharing like tips and everything. So there are two, I told them. And then they were so happy for me. One wasn't available. Both of them actually weren't available when I sent the text, and then later on they called like video call, and everyone was like so happy. Like it's so nice to have like really nice people around you. Like, and then they were mocking me because of how, especially my friend that I sent that voice note. She even sent it to our group because it's just three of us in the group. And we were just laughing at myself that I'm so dramatic. But like, who would have thought? Like, who would have thought that? And then you guys, you know what? Looking back, right, I do realize that I had set a high standard and expectation because I remember because after everything had simmered down, I was trying to remember my answers, and then I realized that I had said good points. I remember like saying like good points and just saying important things. I remember like giving examples. And I remember like even then when I was answering the question, even though I couldn't remember everything, I remember like trying to make sure that I put in keywords. So the reason why I was disappointed and I thought I did not get it was because I knew that I could do more. But then they did not know that. And that was what ChatGPT was saying. ChatGPT was like, I'm measuring myself to a standard that they don't even know, you know? So it's like to them, what I said was what I could say. Like that was the best that I had to give. But for me, I knew I could do better. I had read better. I had practiced better, you know? So that was why I was disappointed. But then it's like even if I had said all those things that I had memorized, it did not mean they were going to give me a bigger role. It was just still going to be the same thing. So yes, looking back, I don't think I would have. I think this was a good experience. I feel like this is such a rich story that I have because looking back, it started from the little things, from the driver, the Uber guy speaking Hausa, me not being able to practice in the car, to me rushing to practice my notes in the reception in a hospital where people are sick and no one has a notebook, to just the little details, and then sitting down and being sad in the reception and being unable to, because I literally felt like I could not walk. So I had to sit down after I left the department, and then being in the Uber and then sending my friend that voice note. I feel like that voice note it's going to be like a gold. It's a relic, honestly, because I felt so sad. I can't. I tried to listen to the voice notes because when my friend sent the voice notes to our group for my other friend to listen to it, he was like, "Oh my god, you sound like so sad, like you're about to cry." Like he was like, why didn't he sounded really worried, even though he knew that I had already gotten the job. That was how bad I sounded in that voice note. And I tried to listen to the voice note again, but wallahi, I couldn't get past like 10 seconds because it just felt like a stranger, and I just felt so bad for myself, you know, like so sad for myself. I couldn't listen to it again. So I was just like, oh god, like. And then to think after all that, you know, I got the job, you know, like it just felt, I don't know. But yeah, what am I trying to say here? But yeah, in essence, I feel like this is such a long I got job video because I'm so dramatic, so many twists and turns. But yeah, it felt so good. It was such a good feeling. My dad, oh, I didn't tell you how I told my dad. You know what I did? So my dad, I called him when he got back. He called me, and I don't know, and I was like, so I know, I just wanted to wait. Let me tell you guys how I did it. So I was like, Daddy, I just wanted to talk to you about something that has been bothering me. Like, so I told you that like I didn't have any interview, so I had one. I just you guys, I took him on a whole roller coaster ride. I was like, it's just bothering me with this whole job search thing, and then this. I've been going for interviews, and then even though I went for an interview today, I did not tell you that I was going to go for an interview, and then I went for the interview, and when I went for the interview, I really felt like I did not do well. Like I was just so sad. Like everything that I had memorized. Yes, I'm not doing it well here. I went in and and he was quiet and he was listening to me. And I know my dad. My dad is like a motivational speaker. He always has something to say. So I know him. He was just cooking up motivational stories to tell me. You guys, I once got rejected from a few universities and he started telling me a story about how Jack Ma got rejected from. My dad is so dramatic. He always has a motivational speech. So I knew like in his head as he was silent and listening to him, it's like he was cooking motivation and inspiration in his head. And I started trickling down. And I told him, okay. So when I came back, I was just really sad. And then I prayed to Allah. And then they called me. And when they called me, and I said, they were like, I got the job. And he was like, what? Why am I acting like a witch? Somebody. Oh. So I was like, Daddy, they said I got the job. And he started laughing. He was like, you can't, baby, you can't be. Daddy has a lot of problems and tensions. Don't give me high blood pressure. You can't be doing this to daddy. You guys, I'm also happy. Like, oh God, like may Allah bless our parents because honestly, in as much as I'm happy about this, they have also been through it with the constant like it seemed like honestly they were also worried because I was worried. Does that make sense? They saw that the whole job thing was affecting me. And like my dad is always like, don't worry, don't be in a rush to get the job. Don't but then I'm like so it's like they also got a lot of rejections and just being worried. So in as much as it was a win for me, honestly, it was a huge win for them. And then my dad was talking about how like he's so happy, he's so proud of me. Like he loves how I persevered and kept being dedicated and putting in like he was just so happy. He was like, oh, today he's going to sleep. Like it just felt so good. Like this was such a good feeling. And I think because I'm recording this video literally 10 days after I had gotten the job. So the feeling had kind of simmered down. Now I'm just so now like I feel like I'm reliving it because I was excited like 3 days after. I think that's the bad thing about you feel excited about something and then once it happens it's like oh okay, but now it's like I just feel normal, it just feels okay, there's not much. But then now that I am talking about it and like reliving it and re-experiencing it, now I feel happy and excited again. I love that I'm re-experiencing that excitement because I think I had forgotten about it, how good it felt. So yeah, it just felt nice. I think a day later, I sent my siblings a text and they were like, oh my God, like my sister was so happy. My brother was so happy. So, like, it just felt good. I just felt so proud of myself because I know I did that. Like, I did that. Like, and then to think that I was even telling myself, oh, maybe I didn't do enough. But the way I'm summarizing this whole thing is like the little that I did, it was a little, but a whole like different things like came together to make this possible. I don't know whether I'm being dramatic, but even on days when I didn't feel like sending applications or writing applications, I just sent them. Even on days where I felt like, because sometimes I was doubting myself and thinking, am I putting in effort or like, am I focusing on the wrong thing? Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong company. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong organization. Maybe I should. But like there's so many things and places that you could apply for that you would get rejections. I was just really doubting myself all through this process. Am I good enough? Like, and then, yeah. And to think that all this effort that I had put in, like I did this myself. I did this. Like I don't like being a burden, but I did the whole job search. I sent in these applications and I did that. You did that. I'm so proud of myself. I feel like this is such a huge milestone because it was honestly one of my biggest worries. And yeah, I have other problems and worries, but like they're nothing compared to this. So let's see. I think since this is days later, I will tell you what has happened since then. Because I had a whole anxiety crisis because I got the offer. Because they confirmed the offer on the phone on Thursday. Tell me why I was expecting these people to send something on Friday. Like send me a mail, something. Thursday, silent. Friday, silent. Saturday, Sunday, definitely silent. So I started getting worried, and I started doubting myself. Maybe I heard him wrongly. Did I hear the wrong thing? Maybe because I'm thinking like by Friday, at least you guys send me something. But I did a lot of research, and apparently the whole recruitment team and process is very slow. So that's fine. So I was doubting myself. I kept asking ChatGPT. ChatGPT just kept telling me that I should not worry. These things take time in as long as I've gotten a confirmation online. And then lo and behold, on Monday, I got the mail with the checks, with the references and the um a lot of things that I needed to feel. And I was happy. I sat down and I was feeling everything. And it just felt so nice, guys. I really hope and wish for this joy and fulfillment for anyone that's looking for a job. Well, like, it's such an amazing feeling. And alhamdulillah, it's not by my brilliance or my knowledge or it's totally by Allah. Like, this was only possible with him. And alhamdulillah, and I'm also so proud of myself. And another thing, you guys, that happens is on the day that I found out that I got the job, after like the whole excitement had died down and I had finished talking to everyone, it just felt like I had no purpose anymore, because my whole days and weeks, and even when I'm happy or enjoying or watching a movie or doing something nice, I'm always thinking, oh, I need to send in that application. Oh, I need to write that application. I need to do this. I need to anything job related. And it's like, now I don't have to do that. Even though I told that to my friends and they were like, yes, they would let me enjoy this phase, because even after you get a job, you still need to keep applying because you want to go to other places and like bigger roles and stuff like that. But then, yes, I understand that. But then for the meantime, it's like now for the past, even that day, it felt surreal because I kept saying to myself, so I don't have to send in an application. Like, I don't, So it felt like it was an interesting feeling to have. So now it's been like 10 days. And then it's still, sometimes I think, and I'm like, okay, I really don't have to send an application. Like, I'm just waiting for them to complete the checks and do the stuff, and contact my references, and my references get back to them. So it's like, I'm just chilling. Like, I'm just chilling. So it's amazing. And I have heard that this takes time. For some people, it's like 4 to 6 weeks. I hope mine just takes 4 weeks. Please. Yeah, Allah, please. It's one of my prayer points during this Ramadan. So yeah, what I plan on doing with this spare time is, I know what happens when you get a job. You get busy and then it's a lot that you need to adjust and get used to. Because I'm really like, this is definitely, I'm making this for my YouTube channel, even though no one ever watches it. Why do I feel like I'm always throwing shade to the air? But I plan on using this extra time where I don't have to worry about applications too. It's Ramadan, so focus on du'as and praying and telling Allah all my problems and seeking for his forgiveness and mercy, as well as I want to record as much YouTube videos as I can, so that when I start the job and I'm busy, I don't really have to worry about like recording. Because sometimes I realize when you're stressed and everything, I have worked part time before, you really don't have, especially if it's very stressful. I don't know how this is going to be, but you rarely have the motivation or energy to do like extra things, stuff like this. So I'm just trying to be ahead because I love this YouTube thing that I'm doing, and I don't want to look back and feel like I discarded it. I don't want to lose momentum. So I really love editing videos. It's something that I enjoy. Even I've realized, even when I'm sad or not in a good mood, I still like enjoy editing videos. So I'm happy about that. All I'll do is I'll have a lot of bulk videos and then I'll just be editing. That would be easy for me, even when I'm busy or stressed, that I can do. I'm also trying to get a hard disk because my phone, I have a whole rant about my phone. My phone is 128 GB and I wasn't planning on buying a new phone, but then because I've started this whole recording videos thing, it's getting full. My MacBook is getting full. My iPad hasn't gotten full. I don't know. I don't plan on getting a phone. You guys, oh my God, another advantage. Wallahi, I've literally been planning what to do with my salary. Like, literally, it has not even come, and it's not coming anytime soon in the next 2 months because I've not even started. But then I have a whole plan for my salary. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to plan and I'm going to like do this and allocate for this and budget this. It's so nice when you have a stable source of income. And then, oh my God, you guys, I can't wait to like send money to my like dad. Like, I normally send money to my mom, but then my dad, I can't wait to give him this huge fat check. Like, send, oh, no, 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 no. And then it's like, I'm thinking like, advice, guys. Should I save like little, 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 and then send him one huge fat check at once, let's say 3 months later. But there's this thing in our culture, like your first check, you need to like send, not you need to, but it's like advisable and nice to like send family and close friends, like something out of your first salary. But it's like if I give him from the first salary, it won't be a lot with what this man has done and his money that I have chopped. He deserves a fat check. I'm still thinking like I'm so happy about that. And then like yeah. I like there's so many things I want. Oh my god. One thing is I'm trying to be a very like responsible, like I'm using this as an opportunity. I'm going to be like financially responsible. I'm going to remove money for savings, money for investments, emergency funds, um money like for outings, just budget everything. I don't want to waste money. Like I'm going to be very careful, very, 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 very careful. So yeah, that is that. Um yeah, your latest and then I wanted to say your latest employee. I just another thing is I'm trying to keep ahead. So I know how like when you have a job, you get excited, and then after a certain time, then you get like demotivated. You hate the job. Everyone hates their job. But then I want to keep this positive attitude because I begged Allah for this. I prayed for this. So I know that I would not always be this happy and excited about my job. But then I always want to remember that like this is giving me like security and stability. It's making me more confident in myself. It's helping me. It's not my whole career. It's like a step on the ladder to who I want to be and things I want to achieve. So, in as much as I understand that on some days I'm going to like hate it and not really be frustrated and exhausted, but then I don't want to because I have heard a lot of people like talking about how like it can be tiring, like it's a job in the hospital and everything. It can be exhausting, but then I always want to keep this gratitude mindset and like people are looking for jobs and like it's like an opportunity, you know. I have prayed for this, I've worked hard for this. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to be frustrated or exhausted on some days, but then still, I am going to force myself to just remember the like old times, remember the times when I prayed so hard and so much for it. And yeah, I don't have any other thing to say. Wallahi, guys, I feel like I talk so much because tell me why I think I already have like 7 minutes of video that I started recording. I was 10 minutes on my phone. And then literally here I'm seeing 30 something minutes. Because why would I have who is going to watch a 30 something minutes video of me just talking about getting a job? Who does that? But no one cares. This made me happy. And this is why I don't really bother myself to follow this whole YouTube strict things or like I try to sometimes see how people are doing things and like learn and take tips and tricks. But then this is literally my time capsule. Like imagine like I love how like detailed this story is. It's not just a general because I want to look back in the next I don't know how many years and remember because I would forget if I don't this thing. And then it's not let's not get into it, but it's a good memory to look back on. I would remember. And then yeah, I'm so happy and proud of myself. Why am I doing this? Oh god, guys. Please, to end this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I truly hope and wish for everyone out there who is job searching, just hang in there. I'm not being that person, but like genuinely, like you just send one more application, go for one more interview, just one more, one more, one more, because there are days when I felt like I couldn't do one more. And then I did one more, and then here we are. So, Alhamdulillah. Oh my God, wallahi, one last thing. Sorry. I know I'm taking too long, but one last thing, you guys. There's something in my head that's telling me that something is going to go wrong. And I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was like, it's normal. So I keep feeling like I don't like this long wait because I keep feeling like is something going to go wrong? And I don't have any convictions or anything. So it's like, why do I feel like I've not done anything wrong? But then there's something about me that just keeps thinking, are they going to rescind the offer? Like, is something going to go wrong? Am I really, really going to start the job like one day? Like, is that so? It's like this long wait is making me overthink things. What ChatGPT says is normal. So I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, bye, babies. Bye, sugars. Bye, fellow. What am I saying? Please just like, share, and subscribe. I have so much energy. It's what's the time? Oh my God, 2:58. But yeah, bye.